There's a big problem in the motorcycle community, and it's a problem with the way we approach the mental aspects of riding. I got a reminder of this the other day with the video that I pulled up on YouTube. The video was from a YouTube channel that has had tons of success. The owner of it has hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of different views. Now, the videos mainly consist of him riding around on his motorcycle, and if a car happens to get in his space on the road, he yells at him. He'll pull up next to the window, flip them off through the window. But many of these incidents, honestly, are caused by his approach to riding, and that's what I want to talk about today. Well, time finally caught up with this rider, and he was involved in an accident. The video shows our rider riding down the street. He's got a car well ahead of him, but you can see the car begin to slow down. Kind of makes a little faint turn to the left and a faint turn to the right. An observant rider would notice that this car was possibly lost, that they didn't know where they were going. So our rider begins to catch up with the car, and they slow down even more in the roadway. And his response to that was to really roll on hard on the throttle, go to the left of the vehicle, and then attempt to pass it in the left-hand lane. Well, our car was obviously lost. They pulled a sharp U-turn without turning on a signal, and did the U-turn just right at the time that the motorcyclist approached the car. Next thing you see, you hear the motorcycle hit the front fender of the car, and you see our motorcyclist sliding down the roadway, probably doing about 50 to 60 miles per hour when he hit the pavement. He slides for a pretty good bit, and he ends up on his back, mostly unhurt, bruised and cut up from the slide a little bit. Our motorist hops out of the car, runs up to see if he's okay, and you could hear the motorcyclist yelling and cursing at the car driver, explaining to him why he was stupid to do what he did in the roadway. What bothered me about the video was not the accident, because that could have easily been avoided. What really bothered me was the thousands of comments that were left on the video. So let me read for you just a sample of some of the comments that were left on this video. This guy writes, "Doesn't turn on the blinker and they blame it on the GPS. Probably on their phones, being idiots." This guy writes, "Yeah, that guy didn't even look or turn on his blinker when you have to turn. Dumb." Here's another one. "Even if I had broken bones, I would hop up and punch the crap out of that driver." This guy's quoting the driver of the car, who says, "You came out of nowhere." And our commenter replies, "Seriously?" Here's another comment. "I wouldn't react differently. Seriously, there was nothing you could do." Here's the last one I'll read for you. "Clearly not your fault. There was nothing you could have done. They slowed down, no signals for lane change. They became distracted by the GPS, making them unaware of their surroundings, and you had not been in any blind spots." Now, this is just a small sampling of the comments that were left on this video. But do you see a trend here? They all blame the car. And to be honest, legally it was the car's fault. They were at fault in the accident. But here's the important thing. If you ride a motorcycle, it doesn't matter who's at fault, because you will always pay the price. The sooner you accept that fact and allow it to change the way you ride, the sooner you'll become a better rider on the streets. Here's my mental approach every time I get on a motorcycle. I ride up to an intersection. I've got a green light. A car runs the red light and broadsides me. It's my fault for not looking to see if it was clear before I proceeded through the intersection. I stop at a stoplight and F-150 rear ends me. My fault, because I wasn't watching my mirrors and I didn't plan an escape route ahead of time. As riders, we need to take control of our own safety on the road. Now, I've accepted the fact that a large percentage of the drivers nowadays are going to be distracted. They're going to be responding to text messages, they're going to be eating breakfast, they're going to be messing around with the radio. There are a lot of distracted drivers on the road. And because I've accepted that fact, I do everything that I can while I'm on a motorcycle to not allow the mistakes of others to affect my safety. Maybe one day, in spite of doing everything I can to stay upright on a motorcycle, a car hits me. Well, that, my friends, is the risk that we choose to take when we throw a leg over a motorcycle. But you see, accidents rarely have a single cause. There's a lot of things that come together at a certain point in time, and that creates an accident at that place in the road. But most of those things, or many of those things, are under our control. And if we control the things that are under our control, we can greatly reduce the chances of being involved in an accident. I have absolutely no control over bad drivers on the roadway. What I do have control over is how well I'm prepared for them. So my challenge to you is to stop allowing the mistakes of others to affect your safety on the roadway. Take responsibility for yourself and your own riding habits and avoid a lot of these incidents in the first place. My question is to you, will these be your final words that they place on your tombstone? If you want to commit to becoming a better rider, the best place to start is finding a local class in your area. Also, subscribe to this channel and we'll have weekly videos to help you become a better rider.